It's an exciting weekend here at Indiana with everything that's going on and with everything that's happening with the football team, and the fact that Ohio State comes in, and we're equally as excited because we get to start official practice. So we'll start tomorrow morning. We'll go twice tomorrow. We'll go on Saturday. And then everybody will have time to go to the game and do all of that. And with the practices starting so early, it's really important that, to me, that we continue to stay in it's still preseason, which means your conditioning has got to continue to get better, that your strength has got to continue to get better, and we're in really good shape from where we sit right now on October 1st when it comes to our cardiovascular, when it comes to our fitness, when it comes to the way we've tried to build their bodies and the things that they've done in that situation. But you want to continue to stay on that pace. So to me, with starting it early, it's more about let's make sure we're building up, all right, towards a timeline inside of practice rather than throwing it all out there right at the beginning, having these long endurance tested practices at the beginning, and try to make sure that we're building towards that, because October's got to be really, really important for us, because this is going to be one of maybe as challenging a November, certainly on paper, that we've had. When you look at who we play, when you look at Crean coming here, then certainly with Maui and the potential of those teams. So what we'll try to do inside of the preseason practice, when you're not really preparing for a team specifically, is prepare concepts and prepare for strengths of teams. And that's what our staff and myself have tried to really do a good job of here over the last couple of months, is not only preparing for what we want to do, but preparing for what we want to take away, and building that into our drills and building that into the mindset really as we get started with practice, and really try to make this a great month of training, of building their skills, building their endurance, but at the same time trying to get them ready for the myriad of things they're going to see as we get into the season, and max it out and keep the practices at a really good pace, at a build it up pace rather than a taper it down pace, so that we kind of do it in reverse order this year. So that's why shorter practices, sometimes twice a day, and then still get our conditioning in, still get our lifting in, all those type of things. So I'll talk about players, I'll talk about the schedule, any of those type of things. So go ahead.
Where are you health-wise?
Well, we're getting there. We don't have a team that's fully healthy, and so we'll definitely make adjustments inside of practice. But everybody is ready to start practice to the level of where they go. In the case of James has been going full tilt, but he missed a lot. But he's out there able to go full go. He's just still got a ways to go, and building his body back up, because he did a great job of getting stronger, and he even did a great job of getting stronger when he was dealing with the injury. But getting that rhythm, getting that timing, and the one thing we have not done a lot of is they played some pickup games, but we're not a huge, let's make sure we're playing as much basketball as we can play, because what happens is a lot of those things become, now you're taking away bad habits, when the coaches aren't there. And we want to build good habits, and that's what the drills, and you hope that's happening in the pickup games. But we've done very little full court since September 15th, when we were able to put the whole team together. We've done a lot more smaller group workouts, just a couple of workouts where the whole team has been there. But with James and with the other guys, it's a matter of building them up. It's a long season, it's a long process, taking it every day for what it is, and having great communication with Tim Garl, with Dr. Rink, Dr. Alfeld, and planning accordingly. Nothing different than what we've done in the past. Sometimes this guy will go this long, sometimes this guy will only do half court, and the whole goal is to get them as healthy as they can be as we get ready to start the season. But we'll have a full team. Nobody will be standing on the sideline not being able to participate tomorrow, other than Josh Newkirk. And we've tried to be extremely creative in our workouts with him. And even though he can really move only in a short space, hopefully he feels like his fundamentals are getting a lot better inside of that. And we'll be anxiously awaiting him to be able to do more as every week goes on. And but him coming in and getting better, improving his game, building his leadership already, those things have been good for us. So that's the only one that won't be able to go all the way.
What's, I guess, it feels like the last couple of years we've talked about youth, we've talked about young guys playing in big spots. I know there will be some new guys and some young guys probably in the rotation this year, but as a whole, this is the most experienced team you've had in probably 3 or 4 years. Just kind of what's different about a preseason when you have more time and when you have that kind of experience returning?
Well, again, it's experience. It's not the team that we had in 2013 that had the 1,000-point plus scores that ended up in it. But we do have guys that have gone through it now. So it's a matter of, do they really have an understanding? And that's where Robert and James are big, because they're only sophomores, right? They played an awful lot of games, an awful lot of minutes as freshmen, but they're only sophomores. So what is their decision-making process? Like, those things are really, really important. Our young guys, in the case of Thomas, Juwan, OG, those guys they've got to be able to help us, especially with the loss of Emmett. I mean, Emmett was a guy that would have been, I definitely was projecting at least a top 8 situation for him and potential starter, based on what he did last year. And he was having a great spring and summer. So with that being said, that pushes the freshmen up the ladder that much quicker, in the sense of them having to really get an understanding. And so that stuff's important. I think every experience that they can go through, whether they're a freshman, whether they're a sophomore, whether it's Troy continuing to build on his decision-making role. Colin Hartman's been with us the longest. When you look at his commitment time in high school and the time that he's been here, can he continue